Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to be kind of tackling a topic that I think is on a lot of people's minds these days.
Yeah.
And that's pensions.
Pensions.
Specifically, we're going to deep dive into the idea of whether or not consolidating your pensions is the right move for you.
Ooh, very timely.
Yeah. Yeah, and to guide us through this, we're turning to the retirement guru, Eric, who you can find on his YouTube channel, Time to Retire.
Love that guy.
Yeah, he's great. He's great.
Yeah.
He recently shared his own experience with consolidating his pensions, and it's a story that I think will resonate with a lot of you.
Yeah, especially if you're anything like me.
Right.
Yeah.
Like imagine opening a drawer and finding all these statements
Oh my goodness.
from old jobs, and it's like, oh, I have a pension from that job. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, it happens more often than you think.
Right.
Yeah, Eric actually found 7 pensions while he was sorting through some paperwork.
7.
7. And he realized he needed to declutter and simplify all that.
I can barely keep track of my email inbox, let alone 7 pensions.
Right. It's a lot.
Okay, so before we get into Eric's story, let's set the stage here.
Okay. Yeah.
One of the things Eric points out in his video is that a whopping 66% of UK workers believe the job for life is gone.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. How many of you have had multiple jobs already?
Yeah, that's the reality for most people these days, right?
Right. And this trend of changing jobs, more frequently leads to a little bit of a pension puzzle.
Yeah, like a jigsaw puzzle with all these different pieces scattered around.
Exactly. You end up with these scattered pots of money across different providers, which makes it really hard to keep track of your investments.
Yeah, it can be a nightmare trying to figure out where everything is and how it's all performing.
And, potentially missing out on better returns as well.
Exactly, yeah.
Right. So instead of having all your retirement savings neatly in one place,
It's in one nice little package.
it's like you've got loose change scattered all over the house.
I like that analogy.
It's there, but who has the time and energy to hunt it all down?
Yeah, who wants to be digging under the sofa cushions for their retirement funds?
Nobody.
Right.
So that's where the idea of consolidation comes in.
Yeah, bringing all those scattered pensions together under one roof.
Okay, so consolidating sounds like a good idea in theory, right? Easier to manage, potentially less paperwork. But
Yeah.
Eric's video also got me thinking, are there any downsides?
Yeah, that's a really important question.
Is it always the best move?
Not necessarily, no.
Okay.
While consolidating can offer a lot of benefits,
Sure.
like easier management, potentially lower fees, maybe even better investment performance,
Yeah.
it's not a one-size-fits-all solution,
So it's not as simple as just throwing all your pensions into a blender and hoping for the best.
Definitely not. You need to carefully consider the specifics of each pension plan.
Okay.
One potential downside to be aware of is the risk of losing certain benefits that are tied to your existing pensions.
Ooh, that's a good point.
Like, for instance, some pensions might offer early access options, which you could lose if you transfer them.
Oh, okay. So it's like trading in your comfy old car for a sleek new model.
Yeah,
You might get better mileage and features, but maybe you'll miss that familiar heated seat.
exactly. Before making any decisions, it's crucial to understand what you might be giving up in exchange for the convenience of consolidation.
Right.
It's kind of like reading the fine print before signing a contract,
Right.
You want to make sure you're not inadvertently agreeing to something that could affect your long-term financial well-being.
Absolutely. Okay, so for you listening, here's what we want you to consider.
Yeah, take a moment.
How many pensions do you actually have?
Yeah, dig through those drawers.
And where are they invested? Do they offer any unique benefits or perks? And are you comfortable managing multiple accounts? Or would consolidating simplify things for you?
It's all about what works best for your individual situation.
Yeah. And it's important to think about your retirement goals too, right? Like, when do you envision yourself retiring? How much income will you need to support your desired lifestyle? These factors will play a big role in deciding whether consolidation is the right path for you.
It's like planning a road trip. You need to know your destination and how long you want to be on the road before you decide which route to take.
Yeah, what kind of car to drive?
Exactly. It's all about planning and preparation.
Absolutely.
Getting your ducks in a row, so to speak.
Love it. Okay. So we've set the stage. We've talked about the pros and cons of consolidation. Now let's dive into Eric's personal experience and see how he actually went about consolidating his pensions.
Yeah, that's good. Let's do it.
All right. So Eric found himself with 7 pensions.
7. That's a lot to juggle.
I know, right? And he decided to consolidate them all into a SIPP, which stands for Self-Invested Personal Pension.
Right. A SIPP is basically like a big container where you can hold all your different pension pots together.
Ooh, I like that.
It gives you more control and flexibility over your investments.
So it's kind of like having one master key that unlocks all the doors to your retirement savings.
Exactly. It streamlines everything and makes it much easier to manage. Picking the right place to consolidate those pensions is key.
Yeah.
That's where something called a SIPP comes in, a self-invested personal pension.
Okay, so a SIPP, that's like our
Yes.
ultimate road trip vehicle, right?
Exactly.
Spacious, versatile, gives you a lot of control over the journey.
You got it.
But with so many SIPP providers out there, how do you choose the right one?
Well, that's where Eric's experience can be really helpful.
Okay.
He opted for a provider called Free Trade.
Okay.
And he actually walked his viewers through the process using their app.
Cool.
And what stood out to me was how user-friendly he made it sound. Downloading the app, opening an account, hitting that transfer pension button, it seemed surprisingly straightforward.
It's encouraging to hear that technology is making these processes more accessible.
Oh, absolutely.
But I imagine there's still some homework involved, right?
Yeah.
You don't just blindly trust your GPS to take you to the right destination without doing a little research.
Yeah, you always got to do your due diligence, right?
Right. So what kind of features should we be looking for in a SIPP provider? What are some red flags to watch out for?
Well, one of the first things to consider are fees.
Okay.
You want to make sure you're not being charged an arm and a leg just for managing your money.
Right.
So look closely at the annual management charges and keep an eye out for any hidden fees for transfers or withdrawals.
Yeah.
Those costs can really eat into your returns over time.
It's like paying tolls on your road trip.
Exactly.
You think you're getting a good deal, and then suddenly you're hit with a surprise expense.
Exactly. It's like finding out that your free breakfast at the hotel actually comes with a service charge. Ugh, the worst.
Another key aspect to consider is investment choice. Does the SIPP provider offer a wide range of investment options? Are you able to tailor your portfolio to your risk tolerance and your retirement goals? A good SIPP provider will empower you to make informed decisions about where your money is invested.
It's like having the freedom to choose your own route on your road trip.
Yeah.
You might prefer the scenic highways, while someone else wants to get there as fast as possible on the motorway, so it's about having options and control.
Precisely. A SIPP should give you that flexibility to create an investment strategy that aligns with your individual needs and goals.
So while Eric's experience with Free Trade offers a great starting point,
Yeah, it's a good case study.
it's important to remember that everyone's financial journey is unique.
Absolutely.
His perfect road trip vehicle might not be the ideal fit for your needs.
That's why doing your homework is crucial. You need to carefully analyze your current pensions, consider your own retirement goals, and weigh the potential benefits and drawbacks of consolidation before making a decision.
It's like planning a road trip with your friends. Everyone has different preferences and priorities. Some might prioritize comfort, others might be on a tight budget, and some might want to explore all those quirky roadside attractions.
It's about finding the right balance, right?
Exactly. And just like planning a trip with friends, making decisions about your pension requires open communication and a clear understanding of everyone's expectations and needs.
One thing that really resonated with me from Eric's video was that you don't have to be a financial whiz to take control of your pensions.
No, not at all.
With the right tools and information, you can simplify your situation and feel more confident about your retirement planning.
Absolutely. Knowledge is power.
It's like you don't need to be a master mechanic to drive a car, but understanding the basics can make the journey so much smoother and more enjoyable.
Exactly. And remember, you don't have to navigate this journey alone.
Yeah.
There are resources available to help you, whether it's websites, financial advisors, or even just talking to friends or family who have gone through the process.
Yeah, it's like having a trusty map and a knowledgeable co-pilot to guide you along the way.
Before we wrap up this part, I want to touch upon a crucial point that Eric highlighted, the importance of choosing a reputable SIPP provider if you decide to consolidate.
Okay, that makes sense. You wouldn't just hand over your car keys to anyone, right?
Exactly.
You want to make sure they have a good driving record and know what they're doing. So how do you go about vetting these SIPP providers? What should we be looking for?
Well, it's like choosing a mechanic. You want someone trustworthy with a solid reputation, right? So when it comes to SIPP providers, look for companies with a strong track record, those who have been around for a while and have a proven history of managing pensions effectively.
So experience matters. What else?
Transparency is key. You want a provider that's upfront about their fees and doesn't hide anything in the fine print.
Right.
Look for clear fee structures that are easy to understand.
Yeah.
And don't forget to compare the range of investment options they offer. A good SIPP provider will give you a variety of choices to match your risk tolerance and investment goals.
It's like choosing a restaurant. You want to see a menu with options that appeal to you,
Exactly.
not just a limited selection that leaves you feeling unsatisfied.
Precisely. And just like you might check online reviews before trying a new restaurant, it's a good idea to research SIPP providers and see what other users are saying.
Yeah.
Word of mouth can be incredibly valuable when making financial decisions.
Absolutely. So to sum it all up, consolidating your pensions can be a smart move,
Yeah.
but it's not a decision to make on a whim.
No, you got to plan it out.
It requires careful planning, just like that road trip we were talking about.
Yeah.
You need to consider your individual circumstances, do your research, and potentially seek guidance from a qualified financial advisor if you need that extra support.
It's all about making informed decisions.
Eric's journey of consolidating his 7 pensions into a SIPP provides a great roadmap.
Yeah, it's a good example.
But remember, everyone's financial terrain is different.
Absolutely.
What worked for Eric might not be the best route for you.
You got it.
The most important thing is to take control of your retirement planning. Understand your options and make informed decisions that align with your personal financial goals.
Absolutely. Knowledge is power, especially when it comes to your financial well-being.
Couldn't agree more.
Don't be afraid to ask questions, explore different avenues, and find what works best for you.
And that brings us to our final thought-provoking question for you today.
Ooh, I like these.
Beyond consolidation, what proactive steps can you take today to ensure you understand your pensions and feel confident about your retirement planning?
Yeah, what can you do right now to take charge of your financial future? Maybe it's finally tackling that pile of pension statements you've been avoiding. Or perhaps it's scheduling a consultation with a financial advisor to get personalized advice.
Yeah.
You could also delve deeper into the specifics of your current pensions or explore different investment strategies.
Right.
The key is to take action and be an active participant in shaping your financial future.
We hope this deep dive into the world of pensions has provided you with valuable insights and practical tips to help you navigate this often complex landscape.
It's a journey, but it's worth it.
Absolutely.
Remember, you have the power to create a retirement plan that aligns with your dreams and aspirations.
And we hope this deep dive into the world of pensions has provided you with valuable insights and practical tips to help you navigate this often complex landscape.
It's a journey, but it's a journey worth taking.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, everyone.